What is going on, everybody? This is episode 626 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. We're going to talk some Falcons today to end the week. Friday, hopefully everybody had a great week. Hopefully you have a good weekend. It has been storming here in the Atlanta area for the past couple of days. Kind of scary when you think about it because it don't seem like it's that bad, but then you go outside and there's trees all over the place. You know, I'm talking about on the ground. So it was kind of crazy. But nevertheless, we're marching right along, and we're going to continue to talk about the Falcons today. And we're going to talk about if the Falcons should make the playoffs this season. They should, right? I mean, I think they should. But I'm going to compare or contrast this with an article. Once again, these guys at SI.com, I give them credit because I've been telling you guys for a while now, these guys are probably like the fairest type of media that the Falcons have been, dealing with that I've seen in the past few months. I mean, this entire offseason, SI.com, the Falcons report has been actually fair when it comes to the coverage of the Falcons. And on this one, they're kind of like saying that the Falcons may miss the playoffs this year. We haven't been to the playoffs since 2017, and they say that that look like it's going to be the same this year. So I want to talk about this article, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on it. And to be honest, I can't knock them because the way they put this together was actually, once again, it was fair. They're not talking down on the Falcons. They're kind of being realistic with what's going on. But I do disagree. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, and Google Podcasts. If you're on Stitcher, check with your Stitcher app. I think they're shutting down within the next couple of months or whatever. They will be jumping over to Pandora, I think. I'm not really sure, but I advise you to jump over to the Apple Podcast or the Spotify, Google Podcast. I'm trying to make some moves to go to other places as well so it could be much more expanded. This is not an endorsement, but one place I know that does very well, I think even if you have Android or Apple, Podcast Addict. I've been a fan of Podcast Addict for a long time. Like I said, this is not an advertisement for them, but I use it on my phone, and that's what all of my podcasts go to, and it's very convenient. Highly recommend you try that out and give it a swing. So I can also be found on Twitter at VF Baller. Over there, I talk about things that don't make it to the show. And finally, the website is firstandframerates.com. So let's go ahead and get into this article. Well, I take that back. Before I get into the article, I do want to touch on something Georgia Southern based first. 3 players from Georgia Southern made the Group of 5 All-American team. Shout out to them. Caleb Hood is the wide receiver for Georgia Southern. He made the second team offense for the All-Sun Belt. Also, Khalil Crowder is the offensive lineman for Georgia Southern. He made the third team offense, and the third team defense, Marquez Watson Trent. Now, Caleb Hood and Marquez Watson Trent are going to be representing Georgia Southern at the media day. So you kind of see where we're going at here, where we're talking about representing at the highest level. And Khalil Crowder has just been with Georgia Southern for so long. He's just been an anchor on the offensive line. So you got 3 pretty cool guys that are on the All-Sun Belt team. Second and third respectively. So did I say Sun Belt? Group of 5 All-Americans. I'm sorry. But it gets kind of confusing. But nevertheless, shout out to those guys. And now let's get into the article. The article states it's by Jeremy Brenner. I will have the link down in the description so you can check out the article for yourself. By Jeremy Brenner at SI.com, Fan Nation Falcons Report. Why the Falcons will miss the playoffs again and join NFL purgatory. There's a lot of optimism surrounding the Falcons going into the season. After the team made improvements on both sides of the ball, especially on defense, there's reason to believe that the Falcons will be better than they were last season. I agree. Add the fact that the NFC South appears as wide open as ever, and Atlanta could end its 6-year playoff drought. I agree. This is where I agree at. Now, this is where we start to part ways a little bit. However, optimism does not equal results. Bleacher Report believes, so there's the Bleacher Report. It's not necessarily the Falcon Report. So, all right, we kind of see where we're going here. The Bleacher Report believes in the positive moves on paper won't exactly translate on the field, finishing in another failed postseason berth for the Falcons. See, this is back what I was saying. These guys at SI.com are probably like the most fairest. Sometimes they're even more fair than the local media here in Atlanta. And I give these guys a lot of props. Now you have another media outlet, Bleacher Report, are just talking down on the Falcons, even though we made all these moves, and they know that the NFC South is not where it needs to be. I still believe we're the best team in the division, and I think they said on ESPN, I saw it in shout out to Mad Mike in Mad Mike Sports in the Atlanta Falcons Nation. I think I saw it in their Discord where they was talking about that they put up a link, said the Saints are like 42% likely to win the division. Like I said, even Saints fans know that they're not. I mean, they may say it, but deep down they know they're not the best team in the division. Yeah, they may have our number because of rivalry, but they know we have the better talent. In some cases, we had the better talent last year. It was just one person. We're not going to talk about Mariota, but it was just one person that really ruined it for us for the entire season. Not necessarily the game that Desmond Ridder first started. There's a lot of blame to go around there. You can even blame Desmond Ridder for that game. But that first game, that was our game to win. But a whole nother story for another day. Let's see. While Atlanta is loaded with rising stars on offense and boasts an improving defense, the lack of star power under center will be this team's undoing. Wow, that is so disrespectful by the Bleacher Report. Man, that is wild. I'm going to read that again. This is what the Bleacher Report said. While Atlanta is loaded with rising stars on offense and boasts an improvement in defense, the lack of star power under center will be this team's undoing. That's wild. That is wild. Then don't even give the kid a chance at the 4 stars. I mean, I don't think he's going to be the team's undoing, but it's a possibility. But I don't think I don't think it's going to happen. I think the kid's going to be all right. Barring a drastic move, the team is in real danger of lingering in the NFL version of purgatory, faring well enough to miss out on the top pick, but not being strong enough to continue for the playoffs. Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks on that end. That's another story for another day. The Falcons have a lot of faith in second-year pro Desmond Ridder at quarterback. Okay, this is the article, SI.com actually talking now, I think. We'll just get into it. The Falcons have a lot of faith in the second-year pro Desmond Ridder at quarterback, choosing to slot him as a starter over potential options the team could have signed, like Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, or even Lamar Jackson. All 3 of those guys, if you would have got those guys in it, you wouldn't have got half of the free agents that we got that can help on defense. I mean, I get it, but you're going to have a quarterback with basically, no defense. I mean, who wants to play like that? You know what I mean? Atlanta opted to spend a majority of its surplus of the cap space on defense, signing key veterans on all 3 levels, including Calais Campbell, David Adamaya, Caden Ellis, Jesse Bates III, among others. The Falcons' move this offseason indicate that the postseason is in their goal, but if that mark isn't accomplished, it could result in some major changes for Atlanta. Now, I agree with that. Now, outside of that one paragraph when they said that one line that they said that the lack of star power under center could be the team's undoing, shout out to the Bleacher Report for putting that in there. The rest of this article is basically, like I said, they're being fair. Like they said that we could have signed Derek Carr, Garoppolo, or Jackson, and they said that, hey, the Falcons decided to go on defense. And at the end, they said that the Falcons' moves this offseason could indicate that the postseason is in their goal. It is, because, you got to have the defense. If you get Desmond Ridder to not make mistakes, this team is going to the playoffs easily. But if that mark isn't accomplished, it could result in some major changes. Now, like I said, I agree with that. You went 7-10 these last 2 seasons with, Matt Ryan and no receivers. Then you flip and have Marcus Mariota, with receivers, and you couldn't get anything done. So this year, you kind of got a balance. You got a decent quarterback. I still think that Desmond Ridder is a decent quarterback that can get some things done with a lot of talent around him, and a defense that looks like they can stop almost anybody. You should win at least 10 games. We already looked at the schedule. I got the schedule over here on my other screen here, and I don't see any team here, honestly, on paper. Now, obviously, it's on paper. I don't see any team on here that's a threat until we get to maybe. Jesus Christ. Maybe you probably have a week 4 with the Jaguars in London. That may be a threat. The Lions in week 3 may be a threat. and the Jets in week 13 because you got Aaron Rodgers. The rest of these teams that we're playing, none of these teams really have a quarterback to be afraid of. I mean, these are the quarterbacks you're going up against. And like I said, the Panthers got a pretty good defense, but you got a guy who's going to be starting his first game. Then you got Jordan Love. Even with the Lions, I mean, you don't even know if their quarterback situation is going to be. Maybe Jared Goff will play. Now, you also have a pretty decent team with the Jaguars, and you got Trevor Lawrence. That's week 4. Week 5, you got C.J. Stroud, and their defense is so-so. They're the Texans. Then you have the Washington Commanders, which that's a team that we could have beat last year, but you know what I mean by that. Then Sam Howell's their quarterback. Baker Mayfield in week 7. Okay. Week 8, I don't know. We're gonna have what? Tannehill, Levis, Malik, what's his name? Malik. I can't remember his last name, but you know what I mean. The Tennessee Titans. And then the Vikings. Now we play the Vikings. That's gonna be a tough one, but we play at home. So you're really gonna have like maybe 3 tough games out of the first 9 games. Probably 4 tough games out of the week 13. So by week 13, we should have what? Maybe 7, 8 wins. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. So my thing is, I think this team is in a really good position to go somewhere with this team. And all we have to do is just play our game. Hand the ball off, let the running backs do their thing. Let Desmond Ridder make some safe throws. Let the defense get stops when need to be. And you're right where you need to be. Bleacher Report is saying that, hey, we don't have any star power at quarterback. Okay, we don't. I mean, Desmond Ridder's in his 2nd year. The guy needs the chance to grow. You don't want to bring in a veteran in and he eats up all your cap space and you wonder why the veteran can't play that well because you don't have anybody. You don't have a defense to keep you on, to keep you rested on the sideline. So I think this is a really good job that the front office is doing, and I think they should make the playoffs. I really do. I don't see why not. But then again, you got places like the Bleacher Report that's not really, I ain't gonna say they're being negative, but they're just going with the cliche what everybody says about the Falcons most of the time. Shout out to the SI.com, Falcons Report. These guys always keep it fair. You got a couple of people out there turning around in the media on the Falcons. They're trying to say that, hey, the Falcons might be all right. And you don't hear that much hate anymore when it comes to, the Falcons. There was a stigma on the team. But now people are starting to turn around and they're starting to see it. Once again, shout out to SI.com. That link will be down in the description so you can check this article out. If you like this commentary, the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think. The Falcons should make the playoffs this season. I mean, they should, right? I think they should. I think they should be there and they should be ready to go. Let me know what you guys think, man. Put it down in the comment section and keep the conversation going. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google Podcasts. Switch over from Stitcher to Apple or Spotify or Google. Stitcher's going down within the next couple of months. And I can be found on Twitter at VFBaller, and the website is firstandframerates.com. You guys enjoy your weekend. We made it to another weekend. You guys be blessed. You guys take care of your family. Do something nice with your family. It is thundering out here, so I don't know what Saturday is going to bring for my area, but I'm going to try to find something to do, man, with my people. I will see you guys on Monday unless something drastic happens and I make a video or whatever, and we'll talk about it then. Y'all guys take it easy, and you guys be blessed. Peace.